Kill it, kill it, kill it. Kill the spider! Oh my gosh. Okay, I think he's dead. I seriously think he's dead.
Crisis averted. So welcome back to another episode of Will's Builds. We've been on a little bit of a hiatus the past couple weeks. I've been busy with work. I think I've worked like the last 14 of 16 days in a row. So we've just been pretty busy. We haven't gotten to do much out here in the garage. But we have a special episode for you today. We have a special guest. This is Kayla, my girlfriend. And we are working on her car today. But I will let her talk a little bit more about herself and about her car.
Hi, I'm Kayla. I'm excited to be making my first debut here on Will's Builds. I am the owner and photographer of Kayla Shae Photography. Y'all might have actually seen my work before. I've done a few shoots with William. Photography is definitely my passion, but I do have another, and that would be automotive. So Will and I have actually known each other for 6 years. We were friends for a little over a year and then started dating, and here we are 4 years later, still going strong. I would say that automotives has definitely been our common bond in our relationship. It's something that we've really been able to do together, share together, and really just enjoy together, and that's been really awesome. My interest in cars started when I was younger. I actually grew up being around the automotive industry, going to car auctions, helping detail cars on occasion, and I would say that's when my interest was initially sparked, but it wasn't until I became friends with Will that I really started to learn the mechanical aspect of vehicles, how to work on them, how they run. Will and a buddy of ours, Chris, between the two of them actually owned 3 FB RX-7s, and through hanging out with them and working out in the garage, I learned to work on rotary engines, and from there segued into LS engines with the LS engine that you've probably seen and heard about on Will's channel. From LS engines, I moved on to boxer motors when Will and I's love for Legacy started. In the 4 years that we've been dating, we've owned 3 Legacies. The first one being a 96 Subaru Legacy, which we bought for $300 off a buddy of ours. We basically turned that Subaru into a little off-road machine, something we could really take out in the desert and have some fun with. Then a couple years ago, we drove up to Utah and Will purchased his 1992 Legacy SS. And a year after that, I was in the market for a vehicle. I started searching Craigslist. I wasn't necessarily looking for another Subaru Legacy. I was open to different options. But after doing my research, seeing what was out there, there was no doubt that the 2005 Subaru Legacy GT that you see behind us was the right choice for me. I've owned this car now for almost 2 years, and I definitely don't regret my decision at all. I love this car. It's really been a great vehicle. I've enjoyed driving it. So a couple weeks into owning the vehicle is when I had my first major problem. I ended up with a cracked radiator, which I replaced, and a turbo shaft that completely sheared in half. So the turbo had to be rebuilt. The second issue came when I replaced my radiator with a Mishimoto. Mishimoto radiators are bigger than the stock radiator that comes in my Subaru. So the upper radiator hose actually had to be shortened, but it wasn't shortened quite enough, so it was actually hitting the fan, which caused a hole, which caused a leak, and ended up having to be replaced. So the third issue I've had with the car since I bought it, and what we're actually going to be working on today, is a cracked turbo inlet. So we're going to go ahead and replace it with a Mishimoto silicone turbo inlet.
So I've never done one of these. We've never done one, obviously.
No.
But yeah, if you want to open that up.
Alright.
It should be pretty straightforward. It's basically just two big clamps where it hooks to the turbo and to the MAF housing, and then it's like 4 smaller vacuum lines. One like goes to the bypass valve and some of the other solenoids and sensors and stuff like that. So it shouldn't be too bad, but it's definitely gonna be a learning experience for both of us. So. So there you go, that's it. Also while we're at it, since we're going to have some parts off and out of the way, this is basically a matching blue little hose. It goes from the intercooler to the throttle body, and this will just be another little upgrade to prevent that part from ever wearing out and having to replace it as well. So while we're in there, I figured we'd replace that. But it comes with new clamps. Obviously the inlet, and then pretty much like every Mishimoto product, I'm sure there's a sticker in here somewhere.
Probably.
So yeah, there's probably a sticker in with a little booklet, but this is part number on it's MM-Hose-Sub-08 IHBL, and it's actually originally made or marketed for the 08 to 14 WRX, which is the same engine and turbo setup as these Legacies. So I think it's about time that we tear the old one out and see exactly how much damage is done to it. So we're starting by getting the inlet out. It's kind of hard to see. Everything in here is basically all black plastic, so it's kind of hard to see right now. But this is the turbo inlet. It goes right here under the intake, back here to the turbo. And basically we're going to start by taking everything out around it and that's attached to it. If something breaks, it breaks. It's fine.
Try not to break the stuff around it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Woo.
Okay. So. Yeah. These are pretty gross, as you can see here. This is where it clamps onto the front of the turbo. And this is where it basically starts letting air in because gets all nasty.
3 days later.
So what you're gonna do is we're going to start feeding this in.
Okay. like a supreme pizzas because of olives.
Hey,
What?
she just wants all of the other toppings.
Oh god, you haven't changed a bit.
Nope.
First start.
I can go?
Yeah.
I was the last one to drive it though, running. Oh, I wasn't ready for that. Let me go.
Get on it a little bit and then let off. You can definitely hear the turbo more. I don't know if we're gonna pick it up on the
Video cam.
on the audio, but we'll try.
Let me go down to the end.
Yeah, just go down the end and turn around. Hear it?
Yeah, I definitely hear it more. Why is that?
Because of that inlet's bigger and just the design of it is better.
That's cool. I like it. I like it a lot.
Just pull back into the driveway.
Seatbelt thing drives me nuts.
That's because of me.
I know.
Okay, so we got the turbo inlet all installed. It's all back together. The car, it ran good for a little bit, maybe a week or so, and then we started getting some more codes again for like vacuum leaks and stuff. So we're gonna have to dive in a little deeper. I'm not gonna go into this video obviously because we're gonna have to take some stuff back apart, but the turbo inlet's in and it's definitely a tight fit, but everything hooks up. All the little the little bungs to all the sensors and stuff hook up, and then we got it. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it down in there, but it hooks up right there to the front of the turbo, which is right here. So all in all, pretty straightforward install. Pretty happy with the quality, but now we gotta tear it apart and see what's going on with this vacuum leak that's causing a misfire again. So stay tuned for the next episode of Will's Builds. Thanks for watching. I know Kayla enjoyed it. She had a good time working on the car and being on the channel, and she'll definitely be on some more. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate all the views I've been getting, all the comments. Everyone's been really supportive of this and looking towards the next videos and wanting me to start other projects and stuff. Unfortunately, I have enough with this and those two cars. So until next time, just keep building.